Hello, everybody. It's Kanoa here with RosaritoLiving.com, and I'm here with Lui, who's helping me host this, and Angie and Scott from Once Upon a Time in Rosarito. Good morning, guys.
Well, Angie's with What's Hot Baja Norte.
What's Hot Baja Norte? Hi, Angie.
You know that, Kanoa.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep up with everything right now. Just trying to keep everything straight. There's so much going on. You guys, you know what? I really wanted to have you on this morning, and I wanted to share with the community because you guys are amazing. I really wanted to take some time and say thank you for what you guys do right now and for what you're always doing to help promote Rosarito Beach and just help make our community better. And so, from all of us here at Rosarito and Baja Norte, we want to say thank you to you guys.
We thank you for helping us spread the word as well.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You guys are always like the first ones. Whenever anything's going on, you're always the first ones to step up. You're always the first ones out there to put yourselves out there. And you know what? You really make this a community. And so, once again, you guys are doing awesome. And I think you deserve, to have some recognition. But also, I want to bring some light to what you guys are doing to see if we can get more people involved and see, what else you guys need. So, tell us how this got started.
Why don't I give you a quick history on how this actually started out? So, at one morning, I was speaking with Angie on the phone. I was getting ready to go grocery shopping. He had mentioned that, if we could get people to buy a little bit extra groceries in the store and hand them out to their neighbors, that would be huge. So right there was that was the spark that kind of started this. So Janine and I had spent an extra $80 grocery store. We went to our local neighborhood, gave out some food, and after what we witnessed and how we were touched by that whole event, I was on the phone again with Angie, and we both said, you know what, whenever Angie and I work together on anything, it's massive. We don't screw around, we don't cut corners, and we're true to our words. Absolutely. Every time. Okay, that's when we started the PayPal page. I had an existing PayPal account. We started using that email address. And let me give you some numbers as of right now. And again, I can't emphasize enough that this would not have happened the way it did if myself, Angie, my wife, and Victoria Vine really pulled this together. Now, we had a lot of other field workers initially, but then because we had to limit our exposure in the field, we kind of had to jump to plan B, and that's where the vouchers came in. So as of this morning, we have raised $9,200.30. And as I was mentioning to Louie, we had a $1,000 CaliMax purchase. Joe and Claudia helped out with a couple Smart and Final and Sam's Club purchase, and we let them take some of that food and that money to distribute on behalf of our group to some neighborhoods that we couldn't get to. So, long story short, we were able to commit to six locations throughout Rosarito. We have El Jefe in Primo Tapia. We've got the chain store of Basic Coast, the one that's in Primo Tapia, the Cinco de Mayo neighborhood, and the Mazatlan neighborhood. Angie was extremely instrumental in working out all the details for her area for Estelle's Market and for the La Mission Food Bank.
So, Scott, what is it? Like, what do you mean when you have these areas and these markets? What does that mean?
Okay, so let me explain that one.
Through the donations that we collected, I was able to create, through my graphic ability, a food voucher that is printable. So each store got so many vouchers. So I would send the store, here's all the vouchers for you. Here's the electronic payment for these vouchers. So we've paid for these out of the donation. So
Scott, can I mention something really quick?
Yeah.
Right. So when we were talking about this, it all started, our brainchild, when I was feeding people that were already hurting off my front patio.
Correct.
And, I just, because, Scott, we have to do something. And I said, if everyone just buys a little bit of extra food when they go grocery shopping and helps the people that are right around them, we might actually survive this without people starving to death on top of losing their jobs from no fault of their own. We're fighting a pandemic. So we did go out and take care of, what was it, 200 people the first time that we went out after we went shopping at Kelly Max?
I want to say so. Yeah, I have all the numbers all broken down into the total as of today.
But we were asked, you know, I worked with the military during the fires here in La Mission, and they had given me a heads up that they are really going to start fining and discouraging people from encouraging gatherings of any kind, even if it was feeding families. So Scott and I, what we're good at is thinking outside the box and figuring out how to work around it to still do, you know, commit to what we committed to. You know, we had already committed to try to feed 1,000 families, at least 1,000 people. So we really came up on the fly with the store business, and what we like about it is not only does it keep everyone safe, but it empowers our local store owners to really help their community too. And I'm telling you, I'm really proud of these guys. I mean, they're taking the initiative to write receipts and really look in their neighborhoods and their communities to find the people who need it most first. El Jefe is doing a great job. Basico's doing a fantastic job. Brenda Pinto, the delegata in La Mission, is just stepping up and really fielding the people that actually need it the most. And I think it breaks both Scott and I's heart that we can't feed everyone. We want to feed everyone. You know, it breaks our heart. And we know that this is only a Band-Aid.
Who gets the food? Okay, so again, because Angie and I are Americans, guests in this country, and we don't want to give the impression that we're trying to take power or take anything away from the Mexican culture, back to the stores, it was, hey, we want to give you the option to help your community. We're going to provide the funding and vouchers.
And keep this money local.
The stores actually stepped up a lot bigger than what I had anticipated, because they're actually doing a very good job of monitoring a safe distance in between individuals, only letting certain people in at a time. But they're also vetting these people as they come through. So if you have obviously an elderly couple that it's obvious that they're struggling, they receive a voucher. If you have 14, 15-year-old kids show up, they're kind of more suspicious. So the stores have kind of been more focusing on what they did as asking these customers questions. Are you a single parent? How many children do you have? Is anybody working in your household? So we're letting them kind of make that decision.
Yeah.
And are people, go ahead, Louis.
So I was going to say, how do people get those vouchers? Are you doing the selection? Who does the selection?
What I did was we set up each store to have the power to vet their own people in their own community. These people see the people in their community every day, a lot more than we do. And so what we're doing is we're saying, you know what, our job was to raise this money, make these vouchers, set the amount. We want to really, we took the time to really pick the store owners that we trusted and that we knew it would do a good job. And we said, you know what, we want you to vet the people. So we encourage them to make a waiting list, you know, when they run out of vouchers, you know, the first time they did it. They had done that. They started doing that first day. And they really know the people in their community. So, you know, all we're doing is empowering them to help in their own communities. And
we've also encouraged them to also, you know, follow through with, it's one voucher per household. So the same household can't come back over and over and over, because we want to spread it out as much as possible.
And how long will
where the vouchers are actually in the possession of all the stores right now. Each voucher has a serial number that I've predetermined and has a spot that we can collect their signature, and the stores can ask for an ID if they want to verify that the signature
and they get documentation of every person with a name and telephone number, along with the receipt of the purchase to prove that these people, you know, that they actually sold them the 500 pesos worth of food. So far, it's going better than Scott and I could have ever anticipated. It's fantastic. I mean,
how long would one voucher last a family?
Say it again.
How long would one voucher last for a family? How much food is that?
They can
we set it at 500 pesos, because for 500 pesos, that's at least a couple weeks of food, you know. And the store owners like El Jefe have reduced their price on the mainstays for our local Mexican families, the rice and the beans and the tomato paste and the oil, those staples that are in those Mexican family homes. You know, so most of our stores have set prices, have bought extra of what, you know, we stock our refrigerators with here. You know, they've done a fantastic job doing it. I'm incredibly proud.
Kanoa, I kind of went with a rule of thumb that 500 pesos could possibly manage a house of 4 for about a week, but I eat a little bit more than other people, so my number is a little bit off.
Me too.
Currently have these vouchers available?
Say it again?
What stores or what areas do?
Okay, so right now, being released tomorrow, and so you guys are the first ones to have this available to the public to know. Same store we had last, El Jefe #1 in Primo Tapia. We have which used to be Serenita by the El Pescador Campo area. We have Basic Coast in the Mazatlan community and Basic Coast in the Cinco de Mayo community as well. And then the La Misión Food Bank and the Estel Mercado down in La Misión, correct?
That's what's correct, which is ran by our delegata in Santa Anita, a government official who's doing the list as need, you know, as per need. So the neediest families are getting the vouchers first.
So let me ask a question really quick. You guys, how did you get the word out? I know you've raised quite a bit of money right now. And how have you been able to get the word out to find these people that are making the donations?
Well, I think luckily because Angie and I'm not braggadocious. I don't like to be in the spotlight. It just happens to, sometimes it's that way. But
he's really good at this.
We're very trustworthy people, and through my social media page, through Angie's social media pages, and through the outreach of others like Rosarito Living, Top Baja, is that we were able to put information to. Of course, we flooded our friends in the States to try to have them help us as well. So that's kind of how it's just snowballed. It started very small and it continues to grow. We have potential donors that are making tentative verbal commitments right now that can range anywhere between $1,000 to maybe $5,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing, you guys. And how long do you think we can keep this going?
So again, and Angie can confirm with us, we can only keep it going as long as, right now I just got a notification, we just got another $100 donation. Anyways, so we made our commitment for 2 weeks. Now, as long as donations keep coming in, we will run this for as long as that money keeps coming in. But let me give you some numbers right now to kind of put this in perspective. So like I said, we started this, our grocery shop was Friday, a week on the 29th or whatever it was. So it's only really been a week that we've been hammering. We've taken in $9,200 minus the Calimax, minus Smart and Final, minus Sam's Club's purchase. We tipped heavily at the Calimax, the employees that helped us out. We tipped and took care of the unemployed staff at happy hour for letting us use their location to separate the food. And then we went to the vouchers. So as of today, right now, all the vouchers in the field that will be exhausted tomorrow, we will have provided 337 500 peso vouchers.
Wow. Wow. Congratulations, guys.
That basically will equivalent to, I would say, total households altogether with the people that we fed individually. Total households, we will probably have covered a safe number, I would assume right now, is about 707 households with a individual total roughly of about 3,200 people.
That's wonderful. That's amazing, you guys. You know, do you guys need any other help if there's people out there that need to volunteer or have time?
Well, that's our problem. You know, that's our biggest problem because the city now is really emphasizing the stay-at-home procedure, which we want. Well, these stores luckily have made it extremely easy for us because I've been able to electronically send them the vouchers. Angie have been able to electronically send them the payments to cover the vouchers. So we really haven't had to go out in the field, which keeps us out of an infectious area and also keeps others from, you know, being an infection area as well.
So the main thing people can do right now is donate. So that's the best way, because you've got the manpower.
Right.
You just need the money to be able to give to the stores.
Correct. And the PayPal address,
Absolutely.
PayPal address we're using is Scot Richardson at att.net. And it's Scott with one T. A lot of people use two T's. I go with the excuse my mom didn't know how to spell, but it's SCOTRICHARDSON at att.net.
And we'll put those links in wherever we're
Yeah.
We'll put it everywhere.
So we're not an official 501c whatever it is nonprofit group. It was just something that we saw that needed to be done immediately right now. And I know there's other
We
organizations.
have that spreadsheet to be a nonprofit right now.
Yeah. But I know there's other organizations that are working to create their own sort of program, and that's awesome, and we highly encourage that. And that's what we wanted to do, is we wanted to create a spark for other people in other communities just to follow by our example, and hopefully that would happen. So I know Joe and Claudia, they are now working, I believe, more closely with their Yo Amo group, doing their own thing, which is awesome. A couple other groups, and there's been Spanish groups that are doing the same. I know
But
Angie
we want to
for
be clear, Scott, we want to be clear because we can't take it. There are thousands of people
Yeah.
that lost their job in the last few weeks. Not
Yeah.
to mention the weeks prior to that, the restaurant business dropped off over 40%. And these people use those tips. If you don't have people coming in your door on a regular basis, you don't have tips, and those tips are what keeps your lights on and food in your refrigerator. And so, they've been hurting for a while, and we can't do this alone. We do need other people to step up and take care of the people closest to them also. We'll take care of as many as we can, but we can't do it forever either. So we would like to have everyone think at least of their security guards or their house cleaners or the restaurant that's nearest them, or all it takes is buying a few extra items when you go grocery shopping for yourself, and that's all it takes.
So how do
Just to
other
reach
people
out.
get involved, Angie? Going back to that, to you saying that other people can buy extra groceries. How do they donate them to you? How do they make them available to you? Or how?
Well, what we'd rather have them do is them deliver them to the families themselves.
Right. Everyone, most Americans live in gated communities around here. You have people that you see every day. The guys that do construction that are no longer doing construction, or the security guards that are protecting you that aren't working as much, or your landscapers or your housekeepers, or the restaurant. Scott lives in Pescador. He has Pescador right near him. I know he's done really well on taking care of those people on his own. And I think that if everyone just did a little bit extra, that it would help a whole lot, because every little bit adds up.
So
And
if I
every
understand correctly, you're saying look around your neighborhood and see who is in need, and try to make a difference by helping them.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Not necessarily.
Absolutely.
And it's really a simple thing. Let's say there's 10 communities, and let's say every community had 50 people, and let's say 5 people in each of those communities organize themselves to collect funding to feed everybody in the community. Then they're responsible for their one community. We're trying to manage 6 different communities on our own, and believe you me, even though I've got an engineering background and I know Excel, some of these formulas that I've had to create to balance and manage, and who gets what, and how many stores get this, it has been a daunting task.
Yep.
Again, I have to
Spreadsheet after spreadsheet.
we're not a nonprofit, and I know that we always have to make sure that we cover our asses. I have an extensive spreadsheet here that identifies every donor, when they donated, how much they donated. Not to mention that PayPal.
This is the real reason
backs up
why
all
I
that.
like working with Scott.
Guys, I want to
We
say,
can account for every penny.
I want to say that, go ahead, Angie.
I think just as an example, a lot of people don't think about this, like La Mission, we have thousands of people out of work right now. Thousands. I mean, so all the Coco Loco stands on the playas lost their jobs because the beaches are closed. All the restaurant people have been cut back or completely let go. You know, there are thousands and thousands of people just in like the La Mission area. And then if you add all of the Baja Strip, you can just imagine. So all you have to do is look around. Look around, ask your neighbors, you know, open your eyes to the restaurant that's right next to you or the closest restaurant to you, and just buy them a few extra things. Hand them over, you know, when you see them.
Have you heard anything from the government? Is the government going to come in and assist in any way?
You know, the government has been handing out food. You want to take it, Scott?
No, you go ahead and go first. I'm hogging up too much time.
I believe their vouchers are 100 to 180 pesos that they're handing out. They are dispensing food in boxes kind of in the back hills. It's not enough. I mean, something, and we're grateful for it. We want to be able to set them up with at least a week or 2 weeks of food. I mean, because this is going to be a long battle, you know, so every little bit helps for us to work and help with the government and the military who are already doing food. If everyone did their part, then we might be able to feed most people who have lost their jobs.
You guys, I gotta, you know, I think that, you know, what's happening right now is so cool that you guys are getting out there and putting this food out there. I'm wondering, because one of the things that I don't know what's happening because my Spanish isn't that good, is how is the education about helping people prevent the virus or helping to get them so that we can slow this down and stop this? Is there enough material going out to these people so that they can stay safe at home and protect their family?
No, not at all.
No.
There's not enough education. There's not enough PPE, protective gear.
There's no testing.
Amazon, you can't even get equipment off of now. I was at Roma this morning paying my telephone bill. They've got no masks, no gloves. So sadly, and of course, you know, the families that are back further up in the ejidos that don't have the connection to TV, radio, smart devices, a lot of I would be willing to bet as many as 30, 40% of families up in the ejidos may not have any clue of what actually is going on in the world right now.
And so wouldn't that be?
Not to mention, Mexico is very limited on testing. They only just recently started testing this last week. They have had several deaths that were, you know, undetermined pneumonia that were probably this virus well ahead of time. Granted, our hospitals had not started getting inundated until just yesterday, which, you know, if you go by any other city, it means that our numbers are going to be climbing. So it is important that everyone takes, you know, the initiative to wear your gloves and your masks and, you know, do that so you could, you know, help educate and lead by example, because when someone doesn't have cable or doesn't have TV, then they don't know the severity of the situation that we're in, nor do they realize that the longer that they're not protected, that, you know, the longer we're going to be out of work.
And I think that's the only way that we're going to be able to stop this. And so the best thing would be not to be handing out food anymore so everyone can get back to work. And so the sooner we can get people to start changing behaviors, which I see is really hard because I still see people shaking hands and hugging and gathering together. And I heard that if 80% of the population put on masks, it would cut this thing, it would stop this thing in its tracks. Right. Because transmission is, this one doctor said 99% of it is happening from when they're touching something and touching their face. So people think that the masks are to protect the virus from coming in, and really it's to protect the asymptomatic people from spreading it and from the people from touching something and touching their face.
When I wear my mask, I protect you. When you wear your mask, you protect me.
Exactly.
When we all wear masks, then we're protecting each other.
And we don't need surgical masks or an N95 mask, a cloth mask. I mean, anything to put on your face. Bandanas, yes.
It's better than nothing at this point.
I think the scariest part about this virus is that we have so many asymptomatic carriers. So you could have absolutely no symptoms, but be a carrier of this virus. And that's the dangerous part of this virus. And that's why our numbers are escalating so quickly.
And that's why I think we should tell people that if you're in public, have a mask on, wash your hands.
I don't know if you know, but Angie was actually, and I think she still is maybe, or she's retired of, she was actually a registered nurse, and she worked the front lines during the H1N1 viruses as well. So she's very familiar educated on what this stuff does, what it has the potential to do. So I learn a lot from her on a daily basis.
And,
But
well,
I did not take this seriously at first either, because I did, I was there on H1N1 and SARS, and I'm like, I don't know why we're shutting down the whole world for this virus. What's so different? But once I turned on the American news and started seeing the hospitals inundated the way they were, seeing the numbers and seeing the death rate spike and at that percentage of that, I realized that we're dealing with a whole different animal here, and it is dangerous, and Mexico's not ready for it.
No.
And,
and the only way we're going to get ahead of this, because we don't have the testing, is that we've got to change the behaviors. We've got to start implementing things.
Yeah, if you don't test, you don't know your numbers.
Correct.
Well, you guys, is there anything else you'd like to share with the community right now?
The only thing I want to tell you guys have been doing an awesome job. I know, Kanoa, you're always one of the top people that are first to
Good job on the
get
mask.
involved electronically and spread words as well. And I'd like to reach out my hand and shake your hand from here, because you are also one of the pillars of the community that try to help out the best.
Thank you, guys. But
Well,
we're
I
not
think
shaking hands right now.
love our city. I think all of us, we love our city, we love our community.
Exactly.
And so we're all wanting to do our part. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And we all can. It's not difficult.
It isn't. Well, you guys, you stay safe and stay healthy and do your best, and we're going to do our best to help get the word out, okay?
Well, I think what we got to plan for when this is all said and done is have a freaking citywide party somewhere where we can all get back to what we used to enjoy so much.
Exactly. I agree completely.
I have a lot of work to give out.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you much for having
Bye,
us. God bless you all.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.